All right, guys, welcome back to Horse Force. This is day 14, and we are well into a beautiful blue map here. It looks like we can confidently say that Europe, Asia, and Africa are ours, and that's good news. We still have a big chunk here in sort of the uh, middle and central east region here that still needs capturing. Um, Looking mainly probably towards Hertz to do that. I know he's going to keep pushing east. Chinese Cat will keep pushing west. And probably Catnip Trippin is positioned here as well. If we look at some of these troops, 67 here poised with another, about 100 troops in the region, a little bit more, poised to push south. Possibly he's waiting to coordinate with Chinese Cat over here. I don't know, but I do see Catnip Tripping poised to take over here. So that's good. Between the three of those excellent players and, what's going on down here? Power of Us. Okay, good. Okay. For whatever reason, I don't have shared map with him, but he is still active in the game. That's good. Power also needs to be pushing up in that region as well, but I'm pretty confident that will be filled in. So again, the three of the most important continents on this map, we are dominating. If we move over, we will see that Sir Tandoom, who's played in many, many games with us before, has been one of us in several different games here. One of our stalwart veterans is dominating North America. You can see just absolutely dominating, all of what is currently the United States down into parts of what is currently Mexico. And so doing a great job. And of course, we are pushing over now. It's mainly Scotland, Ireland, and I. Scotland and Ireland have been there a little bit longer than I have. I got a little bit later of a start because I pushed in somewhat over to the east here before I pushed west. But I do have my complete global armies highlighted right now. So we can just take a look. I have 185 infantry and 24 horses, 24 lovely horses. So I saw someone else in the feed said they had 30. So one of the other big players on the map has 30. If you only have 12 or something, that's okay, because, all of us matter and all of us get to add our horses together. So I'm just kind of looking at this map and thinking about it. There's probably, talking about players like Tandoom here, players that have a lot of territory like Chinese Cat, Batarik up here, Horserik up here, and then players who just have a lot of development, see Raya here has 2 or 3 countries worth now developed. Up here we have, so I'm thinking if we add together all the horses in Horse Force, and unfortunately there's no way for me to take just a quick tally. I've tried it on the Discord and just said, hey, guys, would you tell me how many horses you have? And then Discord, the way it works is like maybe the next 3 or 4 people will tell me how many horses they have, and then it kind of gets lost in the feed. The original question gets lost in the feed. So, so that's just kind of the way it is. I can never really know how many horses are on this map. And you know what? I could go around and count them. I actually could literally, if I had extra time on my hands, I could literally just zoom in to each country and make little tally marks. I do need to reach out to Power here and ask him to share map with me. I'm not sure why we don't have share map at this point, but we do need to do that. Come on, buddy. I need to see everything. Got to cast this sucker. All right. So anyway, great stuff going on. I would say I'll bet we have at least 200 horses on the map. And God, I wish I could tell how many there were total. So there's a real interesting backstory that I haven't really shared with you guys. So Mediocre down here actually found out about Horse Force, reached out to us. He's on our Discord. He's actually one of us now. But he didn't get into the game soon enough. And he said, I've already got cars. I've already got other units. And I'm just going to play this one out. So the disadvantage is I'm going to keep on casting these videos, and he's going to be able to tell what the troop disposition is of the people attacking him. Because he's not in Horse Force, he really remains, he's one of the only major enemies we have. We got Shudu up here, Kingsman up here, who I believe just has this one. Oh, he has Baffin all the way down into here. So he has this region up here. This is AI. So there are a couple of still large countries, but let's just look at the top players here. Mediocre is right now the top player on the map. Um, right behind him is Hertz. Right behind them is Ukraine, which is Raya. When I was talking about developed states, I mentioned Raya here because he does encompass several countries worth of territories, but he's also really good with economic development. Um, France, there's France. He's that really super studly guy. I think we all have heard about him. Chinese cat here. So, but I would say, you know, it's going to be rough for Argentina, but he will have two major advantages. Number one, because he's watching our casts, he will be able to see what's going on here. That's just part of what's happening, and have sort of some insight into troop disposition. And the other advantage, of course, is he will have artillery, navy, and planes. So that's where the rubber hits the road on this map. What happens on day 18, day 22, day 30, day 40, when we got flights of bombers overhead and we're still riding horses? What's going to happen? I don't know. The whole theory here is that we just trample them, that we just have so many horses. But that's going to take some coordination, frankly. We've done a pretty good job, I feel like, of coordinating in Asia, in Africa, in Europe. But we've still got an issue down here for sure. This looks like a pretty much unified Australia here under Northern Territories. And it's going to be tricky once they have a severe Navy going on down here, which they're going to. How can we gallop down there? We're going to be like a bunch of horses in the water, and they're just going to pick us off as we come towards them. We won't have any naval support. So I don't know what's going to happen, guys. I mean, this was a dumb game from the very beginning. So I'm not trying to pretend that it's sophisticated or classy or in any way intellectually highbrow. It is not. We're just going to try to overwhelm people with horses and infantry and see what happens. So cool stuff going on. I have been sharing the Merchant of Menace here, Beniah, my good friend Mighty Beniah is here, podcast along with mine. And if you watch the last one, you will see that he went ahead and did his competition. He said, anybody who can name my spy master. I, of course, went back to one of the most powerful spy masters in American history, was J. Edgar Hoover. He was famous for claiming to have dirt on just about everyone, including John F. Kennedy. He was someone who was very, very powerful at the time, J. Edgar Hoover. So, of course, I went with J. Edgar Hoover for his spy master, for Beniah's spy master in Korea. And I wanted so bad to find a pun with Kim Jong-il, but I couldn't. That's three names, right? Kim Jong-il. I couldn't think of a single horse pun related to any of those. And I still can't, And then there was Kim Jong-un, right, before him, right? I think that was the dad. And it's like, there's still no horse puns. There's no horse puns. I was thinking mane, hoof, bridle, saddle, like tail. Like there's just, whenever you're looking for a good pun, you're looking for a word that sounds very similar. Just Kim Jong-il, there's none. And it made me sad. Anyway, there was a few other contestants. There was four of us, in fact. And Beniah just spun the wheel. And I was watching his video. He gave a 25% chance to Mediocre, who reached out. And by the way, Mediocre reached out to me as well. And I think Beniah reached out to him, or they communicated in-game as well. And then, of course, as I mentioned, Mediocre is interacting with us on YouTube. And I believe he's now on our Discord. And if he's not, I hope he will be soon. Because he's one of us. He's a good player, you can tell, and we need good players in our group. But anyway, I'm watching him, and I was like, well, I'm just going to choose randomly. And he's given away, what did he give away? Like 25,000 grain and 150,000 silver, because he's leaving on a cruise, so he's giving away a whole bunch of his resources. And I'm like, if he gives that much resources to the single most powerful threat to the horses on the map, I'm going to be like, what the? but also like I like that wild card element. I like that, as Beniah called it, the chaos factor. I like that. Okay, so I'm not against it, but I was like, when Chinese Cat won, I was like, okay, haha, woo, close call there. So Chinese Cat, a big country with a lot of production capability, just gained a lot of wheat, and so we're looking for a bunch of horses to be coming out of there, which is actually uh, kind of appropriate historically because this is Mongol territory right up here. So maybe not that far south down to here, but in these broad Asian steppes, horses were very, very useful for just the long range and durability and quick transportation that they offer. So anyway, we'll see a lot of horses coming out of Chinese Tibet. Not sure what's going on here. Oh, we have a major power over here, Mongolia, which is actually right the Huns. Um, that was Lauko Kurd. Did he reach out to me via Horse Force? He did, from the Horse Master himself. So he was one of us, but it looks like he's gone. AFK, at least for the time being. That's a big country that we've lost. But he's still an ally for now, still blue. Although I have lost my vision on him. That's of concern. That's something Chinese Cat may want to look into in the near future. I don't know. All right, that's it, guys. I don't want to draw this out any further than I have to. It's been a fun game so far. It remains super cool and fun. I'm real curious what's going to happen as we move into the phase of the game where you start to see serious Navy and serious Air Force. We'll see. It's going to be it's going to be fascinating, to put it one way. Anyway, thanks, guys, for checking in. As always, glad to have you here. Be sure to spank that like button if you would, please. And if you're not a subscriber, obviously, subscribe. Come on. Come on, man. All right. I'll see you guys next time. Adios, amigos.